what started out as a perfectly normal van life day here in Mexico that you guys were going to get to spend with us quickly turned pretty extreme, a little bit dangerous, and the whole day went to chaos. So let's start back at the beginning. Friday night. We just got back from dinner and a few cervezas. We're back in the van. We're going to crawl back in there and get a good night's rest because first thing in the morning, you guys are waking up with us. You're going to spend the whole day with us from waking up till going bed. A full day of what it's like to live van life on the streets of Mexico here in San Cristobal. So we better go get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. All right, so I know it's dark in here, but me and G Money have a ritual. Every morning, I slide the window covering back, pretty much while I'm still sleeping. And then he comes back here and hangs out with me and looks out this window. So I just opened it up. So I wonder how long until he'll be here. And there he is. Every morning, guys. Good morning.
Morning, guys. Today you're going to see the exciting world of Snow and Curt. Life in the van, what it's like and what we're going to do today. We're going to take you along. But I always get up early. It's about 6:30. Sometimes between 5 and 6:30. Snow's back still in bed, so we got to be very, very quiet. But it's normal, so I kind of have the van to myself right now. So in the morning, the kitties are always chomping at the bit. So the first thing that I need to do is take off the window covers, get hydrated, brush my teeth, wash my face, and sit down and relax because I have the van for a little bit by myself. Now normally I go on a walk. It's been rainy and cloudy for the last 3 days. We're keeping an eye on our battery. I think in our last video I just kind of bragged on how well it's holding up here. But I think we might even have to start the van to charge the batteries a little bit because we haven't seen the sun in 3 days. So hopefully it's a nice day where we can get out. We have some cool stuff planned, so I want to take you along. You hungry? Look here, guys, we got some food. You hungry? Who's hungry, guys? Today's tuna day. Oh.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days.
Since we've been in San Cristobal, things have been a little bit different for us. I think we've talked about this in a couple other videos, but because the food prices are so cheap, I've mostly been just eating out. I mean, it's like breakfast is like $2 or $3 for me. Snow eats Pop-Tarts in the van anyway, so it also gives me a great opportunity to walk, and I love walking around this city, so it gets me great exercise, gets me out of the van, and we're off. So while Snow's sleeping, I'm gonna dig into this yummy breakfast. I got some nice tortillas here, nice and warmed up. Look at these things, nice and fresh, with some ham, some eggs, some beans, and some salsa and fried plantains. It's gonna be good, guys. So I ran into our neighbors here. Super cool. Yeah, I'm getting one of those things. Those things are good, I think.
We get up and start from the ground.
All right, guys. Good news. Just walking back from breakfast, and the sun started breaking through the clouds for the first time in about 2 or 3 days, which is good news because we got some fun stuff planned. I stopped at the bakery, the French bakery here I absolutely love, and got Snow a little ham and queso, jamon and queso little pastry.
First thing in the morning, when I get up, before I crawl out of our super comfy cave, I like to make the bed. And that's because it keeps the van tidy, and a tidier van is a more comfy van. So bed is made, not the easiest task in the world, but something I do every morning. Face wash, teeth brush. Now, Kurt's out on his morning walk, which I think he has probably already told you guys, gives us a little bit of away from each other time. A lot of people ask how we live in a van 24/7 together, and there you go. We've created ways to have time by ourselves. So now I have a breakfast here in the van, usually Pop-Tarts, to be honest, and some water, and hang out with the kitties for a little bit, catch up with old friends on Facebook and stuff like that. And then Kurt comes back and we start our day. The cats get fed some sort of wet food, or Kurt sometimes cooks some chicken every day mixed in with their kibbles. And this morning they got a treat. They got tuna. And Vanna loves tuna. So she's up there licking her chops, all happy. She knows it's going to be a good day because it started with tuna.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights.
The signage seems to be different in every Mexican city we go to.
If it even exists.
If it even exists. Now, there is signage here in San Cristobal. And the main thing you got to worry about is one-way streets and when you're supposed to stop and when the other person's supposed to stop. And it's not real easy to figure it out, but we're starting to get it. I would say the closer you get to the city center, the more they're treated kind of like four-way stops at home, but they're more like yields. Nobody really stops unless there's another car coming. And then, hold up here, Tree. See that black arrow right there on that building? That means we don't have to stop. And that red one right there, people coming the other way have to stop. That's what we have figured out.
Turn right, then turn left.
I'll show you a couple more while we're driving up to where we're headed for the day, our little outing. See, black arrow means that we don't have to stop. Now here, look at this. This is telling us it's a two-way street, but we have to stop before we can go.
Turn right here.
We are turning right here.
That's a little tight intersection.
All right. All right, that's enough education on the street signs in San Cristobal. Let's get back to the journey. Okay guys, we are just on the outskirts of San Cristobal, and we are at an orchid garden. But this is not just any normal orchid garden. Back in the 1990s, a couple that came here and lived in San Cristobal knew that in the mountains surrounding this region, there's a lot of timber activity happening, and maybe not with the environment in the held in the highest regard. So they would go out and they would rescue these orchids before the trees were harvested. And they brought them here, and they have created an environment where they can thrive. So this orchid garden literally has saved the orchids that grow in this region. So we're gonna go take a look at them.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, but life can be furious and things can go wrong. You go, we're better off tomorrow, but who knows if we get joy or sorrow. Stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul. Don't drench your desire.
You don't know this, but we're at about 9,000 feet elevation. Obviously, Snow's got a bum knee. We did not anticipate this hike. How you feeling right about Snow?
I thought like a flat loop. We're going up.
Up the mountain. Up the mountain.
So we're gonna do it.
Cheer her on, guys. Cheer her on.
There's things in life you simply need to know. But sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end.
Okay, guys. We're about halfway there, and between the altitude and the irregular surface and the climb, Snow's knee is screaming at her. She just talked to the guide, but it looks like she's decided to wage on. Cheer her on, guys, cheer her on. I think there's a big surprise just up around the corner. Can't wait to show you guys.
We fall, but we always rise up through it all, it all. We get a little wiser.
Carlos clearly notices that the altitude is kicking my butt. That and being completely out of shape. So he just picked this, told me to smell it, and then told me to eat it. And it would help, and he pointed up. I think this might help me with the altitude. So. Tastes like maybe mint and oregano together. Not bad. We will try it.
Simply need to know about sun and rain and trust and letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering before you make it safely to the end. The end. There's things in life you simply need to know about sun and rain and
That's not a smiley face. That means we're at number 7. We got 12 markers to go. So we're a little more than halfway, but at least it's gotten flat, right, Snow? What do we have here? Say hello to my little friend, my little furry amigo, climbing the tree. One day he'll be a beautiful butterfly.
Tell me you're weak, but I know you're stronger than what you think. And I know it's hard.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Snow's really struggling to get up the mountain. We've calculated which way is easier. We keep going up, but our guide's telling us it's easier to come up and go down than it is to backtrack. Up here on the top of the mountain, it looks like pretty much a pine forest, an alpine pine forest. And we're starting to see more bromeliads and flowers. We came through a patch of small birds. We're not seeing much wildlife, but again, the hike is beautiful.
Honey, I'm with you through life and to death. You tell me you're nervous. You say you're
I gotta be honest, as we're up here walking through this forest, it's a pine forest, and it's reminding me of someone very special. Snow, you want to tell them who?
So my niece, Harley, married into a timber family back in Florida. And little Art and his dad, Big Art, sure loved the pine trees. This does make us think of them.
It does.
if it all breaks, I'll still be here.
So guys, I'm standing up here kinda at the top of the hill. I'll show you in just a second. We're gonna watch Snow come up here, but we're up here at the top. It looks like it's flat, and then I think we're a bit more than halfway, so it's downhill. Once again, I've told you numerous times, cheer her on, guys, cheer her on. We're gonna make this.
Tell them I climbed the mountain.
She's climbing a mountain, literally. And to be fair, she didn't even know she would. It's clouding, it was clouding up. I might see the sun poking through. We were worried about rain. It's very slippery from all the rain we've had in the last few days. We were just planning on coming out and seeing some orchids. But I think we've definitely gotten more than Snow bargained for. But it's something I'm sure we'll look back on and appreciate. What do you think, Snow? You gonna appreciate this someday?
Not today.
through the black and the blue.
Here's the cool thing.
Woo! I know.
To the next, honey, I'm with you through life.
I'm gonna kill Kurt.
That's just so you guys know, that's normal. There's nothing unusual about that. I stay in the doghouse. We found some edible champignons.
Championes?
Champignones, otherwise known as mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. There's a big clump of them over there. We're gonna leave them here for everybody to enjoy.
Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, really wanna know.
All right, guys. So this stairway right here goes down to a little hidden cenote. So if you guys don't know what a cenote is like a sinkhole or a big opening. There's a lot of them in Mexico. There's actually several in Florida as well. I don't know that I've ever seen one up in the mountains, but let's check this thing out. Whoa. Wow. Just to give you guys an idea, look at this. A beautiful little hidden place right here.
We get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know.
Kurt just walked down a very steep staircase down into the cenote, or sinkhole, that's up on the top of this mountain. I can hear water trickling down there. I know it's beautiful, but I literally just walked up to the top of a mountain, so my knee is screaming mad, and there's no way I could do those steep stairs. So I'll have to enjoy Kurt's video, just like you guys are going to get to enjoy it. And I think we're close to the end of the mountain part of this hike. At least I hope we are. And then I think we're going to go to the other side, which is, I think, maybe more of what I was expecting today to be. But this was a very peaceful and beautiful hike, even though it did kick my butt. And I'm gonna have to ice my knee as soon as we get back to the van. But guys, you never know what you're gonna get in a day in van life, traveling around the world. So today we thought was gonna be a normal day, but instead we hiked a mountain. Go figure.
So that cave right there goes another 100 meters down and off to the left. I don't know if we're gonna go explore it, but we're at the bottom of the sinkhole, so I'm gonna go check it out.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, but life can be curious.
I gotta tell you, that thing was super cool. So the video wasn't great because it's super dark down there. It's a hole about 30 feet, the cenote, but the bottom, there's this huge cave, or small cave, that goes about 100 meters under the mountain.
Did you go in there?
We couldn't go in there, but we did go all the way to the bottom of the cenote.
Crazy.
Woo.
All right. It was kind of a joke at first. Snow accidentally
Almost died on the mountain.
climbed a mountain, but then a freak crazy rainstorm came with thunder and lightning while we were on the top of a mountain,
And then she almost died again.
because coming down was very, very slippery. And guys, Carlos is gone because he had to go get dried off because he gave Kurt his raincoat to protect the camera gear. Kurt hauled butt to the van because the camera gear needed to get safe. And Carlos literally, man, was like a leaning post for me all the way down that mountain. He was awesome. I didn't die.
Yeah. And if you
Kurt
guys
didn't
were-
die.
If you guys were wondering why we're so ill prepared, we came to this orchid place where they rescue orchids from all over Chiapas
Yeah.
and preserve them. And we understood the little walking trail to be just a little flat trail
Like a park.
around the nurseries,
Like a park.
garden. And we slowly climbed up the mountain, only to realize as we went up there that this was a for real
Yeah,
hike.
yeah. So at the end of the hike is when you do the little park, flat greenhouse orchid area. And guys, we don't have it in us. We are soaked to the bone. We're cold. My knees on fire. We're headed to the van.
It's
so
been an interesting day.
no orchids today. Maybe mañana. All right, let's get to the van and put on some dry clothes. So there's our little guard kitty waiting on us in the van. And I have to show y'all that right there is the greenhouse with all the orchids. Oh geez, guys. All right, let's figure out what's next for this day.
All right, guys, what a crazy day. I don't know if you can see right there, but there's a little, there's two kind of peaks on the mountain right there, and there's sort of a little valley that goes between them. Not much of a valley, but that's what we climbed today, and that's where Snow almost died. I mean, a couple times. Number one, she was just gasping for air, out of breath. We were taking it slow. We didn't know much about the hike, and so that was pretty amazing. She did really good. Thank you guys for cheering her on. I was super proud of her. She did an amazing job. But we get up to the top. I climbed down to the bottom sinkhole. Super cool experience. And then all of a sudden, it just started pouring down rain. I mean, pouring. It's still raining right now, but it's slipping and sliding down the mountain. It didn't have anything to cover our cameras. The guide was super cool. Carlos, he gave us a raincoat to cover the cameras with. But I'm telling you, man, it was hairy getting down. Lightning started popping, and yeah, interesting adventure. And the day's just about halfway over. We got a lot more stuff to show you guys, so come on.
The original plan for chaos took over the day was to go have a nice afternoon lunch, but instead
I'm gobbling greasy fried chicken and fries. I'm starving. It's good.
we found a fried chicken place right next to the road, and Kurt bought chicken and greasy fries, and we're eating them. And we have on dry clothes now, which is a drastic improvement. So we'll see you guys in a minute.
Sorry if we look like savages, guys, but today was a savage day.
And it's not over. We'll be back. Okay, guys, it has been a hell of a day, but it's been a fun day and it ended really cool. Do you guys remember when we were in Oregon and in Northern California when we first ran into that really, really cool Mercedes van with a couple from Switzerland living in it? We did a little van tour. Here's a clip up here if you want to go check that out of their amazing van. Well, we get here to San Cristobal and we see their van parked like a block away. So we reached out, we got back in touch with them. They're doing some pretty cool stuff here in San Cristobal, Sandra and Rito. So tonight we got to bump into them and go have a nice dinner down on the walking street, even though it was still raining. And if you remember, I climbed the mountain. I almost fell down the mountain. The lightning storm came and it was still raining when we were walking to Sandra and Rito's apartment. And I'm so glad it was raining because we weren't filming this when I totally fell on a slippery sidewalk, busted my butt on the middle of the streets of San Cristobal in the rain. Now it's funny, even though my butt is literally sore. So when dinner was over, guys, I came back to the van. Kurt went over to Sandra and Rito's to catch up with those guys a little bit more. It's only a block away. He'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to take some ibuprofen, probably a lot of it, and I'm going to go to bed. But I hope you enjoyed this crazy, chaotic day with us. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, guys, if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when we put out future videos. And that's it, guys. A day in the life living in a van on the streets of San Cristobal with Snow and Curt. We didn't know what to expect. We hope you kind of enjoyed seeing a real day with us. So we'll see you guys in a few days. Cheers.
We'll climb to the next honey of